Everybody to our town board meeting March 8th. Could we all stand for the invocation? And Nancy, be so kind.
Father God, we come before you tonight asking for your wisdom, knowledge, and discernment for those representing us to know your will for Princetown. We ask for your peace and unity that only you can give. Thank you for working your will in our town. Bless those who represent us as represent us and their families. We pray, as your word says, blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. We declare this for our town. In Jesus' name, amen.
Please remain standing for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd just like to say a few words about our the war in Ukraine. I hope everybody will say a prayer for the people in Ukraine, and we hope for a speedy resolution to it. Okay. Regular scheduled town board meeting. Crystal, could you read the roll?
Councilman Cavoldi?
Here.
Councilman Giancaruso?
Here.
Councilwoman Gray? Councilman Gray? Councilwoman Mora? Here. Supervisor Esposito?
Present. Also present is our attorney, Gerard Parisi. Okay, we'll open up the regular town board meeting. Is called to order at 7:08. Privilege of the floor. At every scheduled town board meeting, the public shall have the right to address the town board during the portion of the meeting referred to as privilege of the floor. Members of the public shall restrict their comments to items of town business, although there is no official time constraint. Speakers should be considerate of others so that all interested members of the public have an opportunity to be heard. There should be one portion of the meeting dedicated to privilege of the floor. Near the beginning of each meeting, all remarks, questions shall be addressed to the board. No person shall enter discussion with the person having the floor. Council members may address any comments during the course of the meeting referred to as council member comments. Privilege of the floor is opened up at 7:09. Anyone? Okay. We'll close the portion of the meeting up at privilege of the floor at 7:10. Okay. Department committee reports. Nick Moore Sr., he's not here tonight. He informed me that there's nothing really going on. He hasn't studied the roads yet to see what our town roads are going to be in need of this spring. We have, as I stated before, on Reuter Drive, we're going to have to clean the culverts out. I don't know what the cost is going to be. Everybody knows we do not have a highway department, so we're going to have to contract with the county to clean the culverts. So we don't know what that actual cost is going to be. As everybody knows, that we hired the county to do the plowing for our town roads, which is about four and a half miles, Doug? Is that what it is? About 4.5 miles of town roads. So we're going to have to depend on them to help us out again. Okay. Okay, water department, I don't see Wes here. But he did give me a report. February 2022, gallons pumped 1,396,000, maximum daily use 82,900, minimum daily use 32,000, daily average 49,900. We had the following water main breaks, leaks. February 7th, 2022, leak in Gifford Church Road, repaired. February 11th, leaking hydrant on Parker's Corners Road will be scheduled for repair. Issues, work done, none. Respectfully submitted, West Blessing. The water towers, he informed me today, are going to go, that have to be resurfaced inside, which is going to cost about approximately $169,000 to get done. We already scheduled that work for April, beginning of April sometime. The one tower on Reuter Drive has been leaking for years, and the other one on Settles Hill is going to be redone too. So that's going to be a very costly project, but that's scheduled. We did have approximately in the last year and a half, about, as I stated before, about 16 water main breaks over a year and a half. But they've been working very hard on the trying to keep the water system running. We want to thank the county again for their help with helping us out with the water. I know that I've said it before. They did give us $50,000 about a year and a half ago, and this year there's going to be another $200,000. So, and we did raise the water rates. We all didn't want to do that for the water district, but we found it necessary that we had to do that. We only have 320 people on the water system. I don't know if anybody realizes that. There's only about 320 people on that. Not everybody in the water district is hooked up to it. We did do a study about a year ago to try to increase the water supply for residents on the north end, but Doug Cole, our town engineer, did the study, and it was very costly to do this. I didn't even present it to the board or to the residents up there in the surrounding roads because it would have been way too costly. They certainly would have not been able to afford it. The medium income is way too high up there for us to get any water grants. But before we do supply water to any non-residents of the town, which we have done in the past, we're certainly not going to do that anymore. We did pass a resolution not to do that, and we're going to adhere to that. And before we do that, we're going to have to supply water for the rest of the town, which includes Willow Run, which has asked for water many times. So, other than that, any questions about the water? None? Jim?
No, just that, you know, our per capita income is significantly higher than most of the state. So as a result, when we apply for grants, that's one of the first things they look at. And because our per capita is so high, we don't get the grants. The grants tend to go to communities in more financial need. So we have not had good luck. We've applied, and we continue to apply, but that's the reason we don't get them. So I guess it's a good problem to have.
We did apply again this year. Doug Cole did apply again this year for upgrades to our system, but they said the system is way too new. We're on the bottom of the list for any grants for the town. There's a lot the systems that are 100 years old and or older are the ones that are getting the grants, and unfortunately our system is only 20 years old. 21 years old, I think. Is it 20, 21 years old? Oh.
More than that.
A little bit more than that. So, okay. Any other questions? Code enforcement. This is from Tom Verini. Total permits 2, permits issued 2. Permit inspection fees collected, $793. Building inspection 7, zoning review 1. Final building inspections 2. Bank deposit $390. Check the supervisor account $2,000. Check the accounts as of March 8, 2022, $378.24. Activities in zoning 1. Working on planning and zoning as needed. Working on permit final inspection as needed. Reviewing plans as needed. I attended the planning board meeting this past week, was it? Nicole is our secretary on the planning board. They did have meetings about housing development they want to put in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nothing was finalized on that.
No.
Nothing was finalized on it. There is a project that they want to put 7 houses in off of Gifford Church Road. They were informed that we're not going to be accepting any more roads, since we don't have a highway department to speak of other than Nick Morrow Sr., and that's our highway department with his own equipment, I might add. But so they were informed. We did pass a resolution a couple of years back that we're not going to accept any more roads. We certainly can't afford to do that. As everybody knows, we don't have a town tax, so there's no way we can continue to accept roads. So if they do, if the housing project is approved, they're going to have to form a,
You're gonna do it either way, I think.
what is it?
Homeowners Association.
Homeowners Association, as they do in many other states like in Florida, and they're going to have to maintain a road there. We do have to provide them with the water, but they're going to have to put the infrastructure in. But that was the only thing on their agenda, wasn't it?
Oh, and then the solar.
Oh yes, there's a solar project where the up by Willow Run, where the motorcycle track is, and there's a small solar project they're planning on putting in. If it goes through, which it probably will, I'm assuming, because since we always get complaints about the motorcycle track up there, it would probably be beneficial if they did put a solar project up. It would be secluded and nobody would be able to see the panels as everybody
Is
complains
that
about.
on 100 acres? Is that
Yes,
meet the
it's on,
qualification?
they've got 100 acres plus. It's a small parcel. I think it's only, what, 9 megawatts or 8 megawatts?
I think so.
It's a small project. It's not like the one up on.
Right, but they still need the 100 acres.
Yes, and so we'd be negotiating a host agreement with them like we did. Since we don't have a town tax, we don't do in lieu of taxes, we're going to have to be negotiating a host agreement with them, which they would be paying us a portion of whatever it is for the year. That solar project up on Florida Road, they had to postpone that. They started doing it, and because of the supply chain crisis, they could not get these solar panels, and so that was ceased in the fall. Hopefully they'll get it done by the end of this coming year. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. We don't know if this supply, they get their panels from China, so who knows.
Those host agreements, by the way, are really great. They're going to actually save us next year because that large one pays us $30,000 a year over a period, I believe, of 30. Was it 30 years?
30 years.
So we cut close to $1 million off of that. And it's very important because we, like I said, we don't have a town tax. So these agreements, which we have negotiated with an attorney in Buffalo who specializes in this, so that we don't get taken for a ride. He knows exactly what we should get, and he does all our negotiating for us. And he did the big one, and I'm sure he'll do the small one, right?
No, I will be consulting with him on that.
Yeah.
Over what we should be getting on it. So.
Not that we don't love our attorney, but this is a specialty area, and he determines how much we get per year.
Yeah, he just specializes in solar projects throughout the state. So, okay, any questions on code enforcement? Ben? No? Paul?
You're next in line, I don't even.
I did too.
Oh, no, he's almost up. Okay, Ben, you are up.
That was funny. No. Haven't had any complaints or calls about any dogs in town. I did get a follow-up call from the lady who had a cat that was under her porch. I mentioned that last month. I went to see if I could help get the cat out of there, but the cat was down low and it was only an opening like this much and it was way back. So they bought a... can't hear?
A little hard to hear now.
Oh, all right.
Just speak just a little louder.
They bought a have-a-heart trap to see if they could trap the cat. Because I said there's really not much I can do. I can't take it to the shelter. So they did catch not one but 2 cats about a week or so ago. They were shacking up underneath her porch, and for Valentine's Day, I guess. I don't know. But she took them down to the shelter, and they took the one cat because they thought it was domesticated and it had a chip. They weren't able to locate the owner, so the other cat they said was feral. So the lady took that cat to have it neutered, and she's going to place it with somebody in town who I got in touch with that's willing to take that cat. So they'll probably give the cat up to this person in about a week once he recovers. So everything worked out with that. I'm now the cat warden. So other than that, everything's fine. That's it.
That's good. Any questions for Ben?
Okay.
Doug?
No.
You're laughing over there. Okay, I don't think we have a report from the judge. No.
About the judge, though, you should be aware of the fact that she is extremely aggressive in applying for grants. We had a problem out front where we just didn't have enough light. We felt that, at night when people are coming and going, it wasn't good enough, and she applied for and got a grant to put all those lights up. You probably saw when you came in. It's lit up like a Christmas tree. But that's good. I mean, that's what we want. We want as much lighting as we can get. And she applies for these grants that she pretty much knows that she knows which one she can get. And so she got that grant, and we had those lights installed.
Yeah, we already had paid for it, and she applied for it, so it was about $4,500, I think it was, that we received. No, she did a good job on that. Thank you, Judge Dan Wirt. Certainly do appreciate it. Any other questions for? Do we have a report from the assessor?
Yeah.
Yeah, here it is, right here. This is from our assessor. Let's see. I'll read this over here. The assessor's office is working on a 2022 assessment roll. March 1st is a critical date in the assessment calendar. It's the deadline for exemption application to be filed, and it is the cutoff date for any changes in the parcel inventory. During February, our office reaches out to property owners to remind them to return their exemption applications. Also, this is the time of the year that I go out to the field to review all new construction and recent sales. There has been a significant increase in the residential real estate market in upstate New York. In the town of Princetown, we're seeing the majority of sales in the $350,000 to $600,000 range. The increase in overall market values will cause the town's equalization rate, as measured by the state, to decrease. It looks like the new rate will be 26.5%, down from 30% last year. The equalization process helps ensure that property taxes are levied in a fair and equitable manner for taxing jurisdictions across multiple municipalities such as school districts. The assessor's office has on-site coverage on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. My actual hours in the office are flexible depending on what work needs to be done. As an example, a few weeks ago, a taxpayer wanted to meet with me to discuss his assessment, but couldn't take time off from work to accommodate him. We scheduled a meeting for 4:30 p.m. I also do a considerable amount of taxpayer interaction off-site on my cell phone and in the internet. Upcoming activities: complete update and assessment records with exemptions, review construction, and adjust assessments as required. Work on a tentative assessment roll, which is finalized and publicized in May 1st. I just hope that we're not get into a position where we have to do a reassessment of all of our town properties. I think that was done years ago, wasn't it done, Doug? Yeah, I was here when that was done years ago.
And it was a fiasco.
Why, because the rate's down?
Complained.
Pardon?
Because this rate is down, did you want
Well,
to?
if the equalization rate keeps going over here, eventually, I don't know. He says no, it won't happen, but I know that the town was forced into it years ago to do a reassessment.
Let's hope.
Yeah,
Nobody's ever
everybody
happy
got up
with
in
that.
arms.
Yeah.
Everybody was in arms because,
Change all their
what are you
taxes.
gonna do?
Yeah, they always say third goes up, a third goes down, and a third stays the
It's
same.
gonna
That never
cost the town
happens.
to do it.
Pardon?
It's gonna cost the town to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
He
should
says-
also be aware that the fourth Tuesday in May is grievance day. There's one day, that's it, for the whole year. 365 days in a year, one day is grievance day. If you have a concern or complaint about your taxes, that would be the day for you to come in and grieve that. My recommendation, if you do that, bring data, just don't come in. This is not something that you do on it really does have to be backed up by data, by comps, by other things like that. So
You gotta go around where people live next to you and go with that.
right. So you need objective data. Subjective data. My taxes are too high. Not
To
really going to
compare
fly.
it to.
Everybody thinks your taxes are too high.
Is what people don't understand is when you see your tax bill for the school district and it says if you think your assessment is, if you think your taxes are too high, talk to your assessor. We've got nothing to do with what the school taxes are, but that's what they say, to go talk to your assessor in the town and see if you can get your assessment lowered. The school district sets the assessment, what the rate is. It's all they do is apply what the rate is gonna be. I don't know, but that's what they do, and they always blame the town. And we've got nothing to do about that. We just, but that's what they always put in there.
And we collect the taxes, so it kind of looks like we're in cahoots.
No, we don't collect the taxes.
Yes.
It goes to Shawmut School.
But it comes, I think it comes here.
We
No,
get the
No,
every
no,
level.
Shall
not
not
the school
school.
taxes. But
You take
the
it,
land
your
taxes come here.
taxes to Shawmut School.
No, I thought I've
No.
never paid taxes in 40 years, so I don't know. Wouldn't you ship it to Shawmut?
You
Yeah,
have to
that
have
goes
it,
to Shawmut.
you have to have it at Shawmut's office by a certain date.
Yeah, the county
And
tax
it costs me $100 a week for my,
If somebody didn't pay, then they're re-levied onto
Yeah,
our tax bill.
okay.
but they call the town clerk and complain, and it's nothing to do with us.
Right.
It
Actually,
goes to
I've got something in the
Shawmut
newsletter about that this month.
Okay, buildings and grounds. Any other questions about the assessor? Okay. Buildings and grounds, there's really nothing going on over here other than they've been doing an excellent job taking care of the snow plowing. You've got, the entranceway is gonna have to be replaced this spring over here. You can see that the potholes are getting large again at the entranceway coming into the town hall. Last summer, the county was nice enough to come up and patch those for us, but, it was only a quick fix, and we're gonna have to do something with them. The state police building, their steps collapsed again. I had 5 years ago, we had concrete steps put in from Unistep. Apparently they kept using salt on, and I didn't notice it, and somebody stepped through it, so we're gonna have to replace that. It's an emergency situation. It's gonna cost the town about $2,400 to replace that or more. He's gonna come up and do it like he was supposed to do it this week. I don't think he got it done yet. Had some minor problems over the state police over there with plumbing as usual. And, but other than that, this summer though, we're gonna have to look at replacing the air conditioning in this building. It's 21 years old. They informed us last year that the air conditioning units are outdated and the refrigerant in it is no longer accessible. They've changed it again. The feds have changed. It was R12, then they went to R134A, and now they're changing it again. And the cost of trying to get the refrigerant is going to steadily increase. We spent a lot of money on the air conditioning system last year. They said we should be looking at replacing all 3 units. That's going to be a very costly project. They didn't give us an estimate. I'm having to get estimates on it. Maybe we can get through another year with it. I don't know. As you can see, this heating system is not really the best over here. You can't really control it anymore for whatever reason. But we're gonna have to work on that this summer, and we're gonna have to do the upgrades on the state police building. Siding needs repairs, either painted, replaced, or aluminum siding. They need new windows, they need new doors. We did replace the overhead doors, but they want new doors. They want a new parking lot, front and rear, which I told them that before. That's out of the question. That I think 3 years ago that cost was $92,000. The price of oil being at what, $135 a barrel now.
It's gonna be triple that.
Thank you. We just can't afford that.
All our paving, unfortunately, with the price of oil, once it comes down, it's gonna be tremendous. We have not budgeted for this kind of increase. So it's gonna be a problem. It's definitely gonna be a problem.
Okay, any other questions for me?
Has state police paid us yet in the last 10 months?
Yes, they did finally come. They were 8 months in arrears. They notified me, our bookkeeper notified me that they were 8 months behind. After I called them, they did apologize, but they always apologize. They said that the lady that handles it was out on extended leave. Whatever that means. So, I mean, they didn't pay any of their rents all through the state, so they were 8 months behind. They did make that payment.
If it was you, Doug, you'd be looking out prison bars. They get away with everything. They can do what they want. They're the state.
No, I just heard about this maybe a month ago, and it's kind of funny that just because one person's been out on an extensive leave, if I'm out on an extensive leave and I don't pay my bills, they'll take the place.
Well, that's a state for you. They apologized,
Are
but
they
they
better
apologized
than
the
us?
last time.
We can't take it because we already own it. Which not crazy though.
Okay, any other questions?
No.
Ben? Nicole?
I'm good.
Public hearings, we have none. Meeting minutes, excuse me. It is hereby resolved that the meeting minutes of February 8, 2022 regular town board meeting are approved or as amended. Discussion,
Move we accept.
is there a second?
I'll second that.
Crystal?
Councilman Pavoldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jacaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora? Yes. Councilman Gray?
Yeah.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. General funds claims, it is hereby resolved the town board approves claim number 40 to number 55 in the amount of $15,244.19. Discussion, is there a motion? Is there a second?
I'll second.
Crystal?
Councilman Pavoldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jacaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora? Yes. Councilman Gray?
Yeah.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Water funds claims, it hereby resolved the town board approves claim number 20 through number 26 in the amount of $6,991.81. Discussion, is there a motion?
I'll make it.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Crystal?
Councilman Pavoldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jacaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora? Yes. Councilman Gray?
Yeah.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Highway claim is hereby resolved, town board approves claim number 2 through 3 in the amount of $7,027.50. Discussion,
I'll make the motion.
is there a second?
I'll second.
Crystal?
Councilman Pavoldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jacaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora? Yes. Councilman Gray?
Yeah.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Resolution passed. Forgot to say that on the other ones. But. Okay, general fund budget transfer for 2022 to hereby resolve the town board transferring $7,027.50 from the general fund to highway fund to cover highway claims number 2 through 3, 2022. Discussion,
I'll make the motion.
is there a second?
I'll second. Councilman
Chris?
Pavoldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jacaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora? Yes. Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Resolution passed. Trust and agency is hereby resolved the town board approves claim number 5 in the amount of $3,821.22. Discussion,
I'll make the motion.
is there a second?
I'll second.
Crystal?
Councilman Pavolli?
Yes.
Councilman Jack Russo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Resolution passed. General fund budget transfer for 2022 is hereby resolved that the town board is transferring $7,057.80 from the town clerk salary line to the deputy town clerk salary line. Discussion? Is there a motion?
I'll make it.
Is there a second? I'll second it. Crystal?
Councilman Pavolli?
Yes.
Councilman Jack Russo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yeah.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Adoption of the multi-judicial hazard mitigation plan update. We do this every year. Who does this?
This was from Gene.
Gene Brusso takes care of this, yes. He's part-time for our highway, or for our water department. Whereas the town, Princetown, with the assistance from the County Office of Emergency Management and the County Department of Economic Development Planning Department, has gathered information and prepared the Schenectady County multi-jurisdictional all-hazard mitigation plan, and whereas the town of Princetown is a local unit of government that has afforded the citizens an opportunity to comment and provide input into the plan and the actions in the plan, and whereas the town of Princetown has reviewed the plan and affirms that the plan will be updated no less than every 5 years, now therefore be it resolved that the town of Princetown adopts the Schenectady County all-hazard, in this case, mitigation plan as the jurisdictional natural hazard mitigation plan resolved to execute the actions of the plan. Is there a discussion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Crystal?
Councilman Pavolli?
Yes.
Councilman Jack Russo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Crystal, did you want to name your deputy?
Yes, Claudia Andrioli has been named as a new deputy. Sandy's last day was last week, so I included a letter in your guys'
Doug, did you hear that?
What's that?
There's a new deputy. Her name is Claudia Andrioli. Sandy's last day was last Wednesday, so she is no longer with us.
Is that what this is?
So,
Yes.
Sandy's not here anymore,
And she hired somebody else to cover the deputy.
and who is it?
Her name is Claudia Andrioli. Her and her husband live on Curry Bush.
What's happening with the pay? Congratulations on your new
Thank
baby.
you.
What's happening? Are you here full-time now?
She's been covering the afternoons and I'm here in the morning, so I take care of everything with the departments, and then she just mans the window and the phone, so as residents come in, she can meet their needs and we can keep our office open the 9 to 4.
Okay.
And we transfer the money from my line to her line.
And
We just
when she's here, our budget didn't have enough in it,
Right.
which you just transferred it from
My salary.
to
Yes.
Sandy. So now it's coming out of your money, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Yep, thank you, Crystal, and
Thank
welcome
you guys
aboard
for
again. I
being so
forgot to say it at the
supportive.
last meeting. Thank you.
Congratulations also.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations on your baby girl.
Yes.
Okay, executive session. We have to go into executive session to discuss a legal matter on the state police building. So everybody's welcome to stay till after the executive session. And if you so desire not to stay, we thank you all for coming. And I'll read it is hereby resolved that the town board enters an executive session at 7:40.
Before we go into executive session, in your packet, you'll find the newsletter for the spring.
Oh, yes, excuse me, we didn't put that on there, Crystal. I didn't see that before we go into executive session. Any, yeah, that's at the end of the meeting.
I know it's kind of sprung on everybody, but
Yeah.
I do have to get it approved before I can send it for proof and printing. And if I don't get it to proof and printing, I won't get it out in time for the recycle day. So it's very important that if you review it later and you say, geez, I don't really like this, call me, and I can change it. I can still make changes. But I do need approval so that I can begin my proof and printing. Did you want to vote on that?
What to approve?
To approve it? I can't print it without
We
approval.
don't actually, do you have any comments about it?
No, we can approve it tonight.
Okay.
That's fine, I looked at it, I like it.
Doug? Yeah, we don't need a resolution for that.
If anybody has any issues with it, just,
We passed a resolution requiring a resolution.
I think we do.
Okay, did it?
Yes.
Okay,
I think
right,
we
then we
do.
need a resolution. You want to write the resolution, Gerard?
Well, it's be,
Approve the newsletter, right?
town board, town of Princetown approves the newsletter to be issued as included in the packet with the agenda.
And the logical reason for that is the town board oversees what goes out to the public. If there's something in there that's distasteful, unpleasant, obviously the town board can kibosh that immediately. Any member of the town board. And you can do that still, even though we pass it. I just call me if you see something you don't like.
Okay, I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Crystal?
Councilman Patulli?
I'm saying,
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Moore?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yeah,
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. And I missed that. Council member comments, discussion, concerns before we go into executive session. Doug, got anything?
no.
Nicole?
I'm done.
Ben? Jim? No, I'm good too, so
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
it's hereby resolved, the town board entered an executive session. We already got this first. And,
Do you want to restart the time?
you gave the,
You made it.
she seconded. Crystal?
Councilman Patulli?
yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Moore?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yeah.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, thank you all for coming. If anybody wants to stay. Oh, Jim, excuse me, before we go, the recycle day.
Right.
What's the date on
The
that?
date on the recycle day is April 30th, right?
That's right.
We're also, we reinstated the giving away of plants. You do have to be a town resident to get the plants. If we don't know you, we may ask for some kind of ID. Should be a good day. There's a good chance that we're going to have free COVID tests. We're not positive on that yet. But,
I can talk to Master Gardner from Cornell Extension also,
Yeah, we're trying to arrange so we can get some tests to be given away. So, we're working on it.
it's usually a good day. It's a nice day to, you can bring old tires and what have you. Of course, you have to pay for those, but I got a bunch of them. I feel good enough, I'll bring.
computer parts and waste metal.
I thought they would take computer parts.
Yeah, this is attached to the GE Elfin Club. They take computer parts and they wipe the disks and so on. Of course, being compulsive, I would certainly wipe my own disk or have it wiped before giving to them. But
Right, but I thought they had to take them someplace else, that's the way it always was.
They work on them. They actually rebuild computers with parts of the Elfin Society.
That's the way they used to do it. You couldn't bring it.
Oh, I guess it's in
Oh, Jim, you forgot to, one other thing before we leave. Can you tell them about the computer?
Oh, yeah, we updated our server. That's done. Everything, files have been transferred. We're looking at, I just got a call from him the other day. He said because of the situation in Ukraine, Russia is a threat, and he wants us to upgrade our security system. I'm negotiating a price with him now for that. So but everything is, right now is updated.
All right, thank you, Jim. Okay, like I said, thank you all for coming. If you want to stay till the end of the meeting, we'll come back to some executive sessions. You're more than welcome to stay.
Doug.